Coming up on today's show, we got some new NFL trade rumors that the Green Bay Packers might want to get involved in. And a little bit of a hint, we're not talking Romeo Dobbs, so stay locked in with me. Before that, speaking of locking in, it's the time to do it right now by subscribing. Unfortunately, we've gone backwards in our June NFC North sub battle. Currently, our trailing Vikings now and Lions talk sitting in third place, but we're still only 23 subs behind first place. Okay, so we are still within shooting distance. There's not many more days in the month of June. It's going by fast. That's why I need you guys to act now. If you have not subscribed to the channel, right now is the perfect time to do it. It's free, it's easy, and it helps us prove to everybody here at Chat Sports that you, Cheeseheads, are the best fans in the entire NFC North. Alrighty, let's talk about some new NFL trade rumors that I think Green Bay might be interested in. And this is why I say new, okay? Because there will be no Trey Hendrickson talk today. I know you're upset about it. I'm upset about it. But I'm here to offer you a little bit of a silver lining because we are sticking with Cincinnati edge rushers. So who could it be? Well, let's talk about their first round pick, number 17th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, Shemar Stewart. The question we will be answering today is, could Green Bay move in on Shemar? Now, why would they need to move in? This seems really, really odd that this could be something that's happening, trading away a first-round pick. Well, let me catch you up to speed. This is from Sean Devaney. There is a bizarre standoff in Cincinnati, one that could interest the Packers. Bengals' first-round pick, Shemar Stewart, is refusing to sign his new contract with the team that drafted him using the number 17 overall pick in the draft. He is due 4 years and $18.9 million. But apparently, the Bengals have tried to include some language that would allow them to wriggle out of the contract should Stewart get into trouble on or off the field. Now, I need you guys to stay tuned with me, okay, because we're going to talk in just a little bit what the trade costs might actually be. But before, we just got to break down the situation, what's going on in Cincinnati, because this just feels like classic Cincinnati. I know that you guys want to be upset about sometimes how this organization is running Green Bay. I know sometimes you're upset at Brian Gutekunst. I know sometimes you're upset about the lack of moves being made, sometimes things being a little bit cheaper than you'd like. But nobody does this worse than Cincinnati does. Cincinnati's unsigned first-round pick, Shemar Stewart, has now left mandatory minicamp. Stewart has been attending team activities, but without a signed contract, and with the Bengals asking for certain clauses, no longer. So he went to practice, didn't practice in it, and then just went ahead and left, tried to make a statement, and he did. He then sat down in his locker and said, we all agree that Trey Hendrickson will be all right. But technically, he's still 1% wrong for being under contract. In my case, I'm 100% right. And I kind of agree with Shemar Stewart. I think it's easy to be like, oh, man, they drafted him. This guy needs to be playing, blah, blah, all this stuff. But, like, guys, the fact that they're trying to insert some clause that they could wriggle out of his contract if he, commits anything on or off the field that they don't agree with, doing that for somebody with 0 infractions is absolutely wild to do. Like, this is just unprecedented. This is just Cincinnati being cheap, okay? And the interesting part about this is this surfaced on Twitter just the other day that apparently if an NFL rookie does not sign their contract after being drafted, they can re-enter the draft the following year. So he's got a little bit of leverage over the Bengals, right? He can say, you know what? You spent a first-round pick on me. If you don't want to sign me without taking that out of the clause, you know what? Forget you. I'll just sit out. I'll train. I'll get stronger. I'll get faster. And I'll re-enter the draft next year. We can see if we can run this back with another team. What say you guys? Should the Packers trade for Shemar Stewart? I'm going to tell you what it looks like on just a couple seconds. But you let me know in the comment section down below by giving me a yes or a no. So we can talk all we want about trades, but they don't make as much sense if we don't tell you what they would look like. And this is what Mitch Milani of Bleacher Report has projected or suggested. He said the Green Bay Packers could send Lukas Van Ness and a third-round pick for Shemar Stewart. Van Ness hasn't exactly worked out as a first-round talent for the Packers. Good against the run, steady player. He could help Cincinnati for sure, and maybe even be a better player for the Bengals, which is why they would be interested. So here's what the trade looks like on paper. The Packers would get Shemar Stewart. The Bengals would get Lukas Van Ness and a 2026 third-round selection. There's tons of reasons why I would not do this trade, okay? I have got about a million reasons. What's that Lady Gaga song where she's like, giving me a million reasons? That's what I'm about to do to you guys on why I would not trade Lukas Van Ness and a third-rounder for Shemar Stewart. Number one, I don't like Shemar Stewart. I don't dislike him as a person. I want to be clear. I'm sure he's great. I've never met him. I probably never will. I'm not saying anything about his character. But I don't like him as a football player. Okay, and if you followed us and if you were with us during the draft, you already know this about me. But we've picked up around 4,000, 3,000 subscribers since the NFL draft, and so a lot of you guys don't know this. 4.5 sacks, in my opinion, over 3 years in college without improving that number one bit? Forget that. I'm not interested, okay? And this was my biggest gripe throughout the entire draft process is it feels like over the past couple of years, a lot of people make the draft more about what happens between January and April, more about what happens when these guys put on tights and underwear and really, really tight shirts and you can see their muscles and they go run really fast and they bench press a lot of weight for a lot of reps. That, to scouts, to some teams, to some analysts, means more than what these guys were able to do when they were actually playing the sport that you are drafting them to play. Doesn't make sense to me. Shemar Stewart is the perfect example of that. I don't think he's going to be great in the NFL. So here's the proposed trade. Again, I've given you my first reason why. I'm about to give you two more, but I want to hear from you guys. Would you guys accept this trade? If you would, give me an A for accept, and if you wouldn't, go ahead and give me a D for decline. The second reason why is, call me crazy, I believe in Lukas Van Ness. Now, do I think he's ever going to be like a 15, 14, 13 sack guy? I don't know about that. But I do believe he's going to break out this year. I do believe he's going to have a lot better season than he had last year, or hell, even the year before that, okay? Because it's been an interesting career trajectory for him. A little bit of a step back from 2024 to 2023. He had less sacks, less tackles for loss, but the good thing he's trending up with is quarterback pressure percentage. So all he's got to be able to do is kind of figure out how to actually get the quarterback down and not just pressure him. But why I like Lukas Van Ness and kind of why I want him to stay this year is because I think things are going to look a little bit different for him. Matt LaFleur said there's a lot of thought about Lukas Van Ness taking some snaps at inside, at defensive tackle, rather than exclusively on edge. Van Ness dipped inside during second team, 2-minute drill day, line up at the edge with the starters. He has the size for that versatility. And so I think he's going to be more versatile. I think he's going to be more useful. And I think him getting a little bit of reps on the inside, that could unlock something for him and for Jeff Hafley with this defense. I think if he proves to be a really, really good player on the inside and the outside, he's going to be really, really key for Green Bay. Are you a believer? Do you believe in Lukas Van Ness just like I do? If you do, let me know. Cast your vote by liking today's video. And reason number 3, I just don't really want that attention. That's not something that really interests me at the moment. And I'm not saying Shemar Stewart is wrong for what he's doing. I actually think he's in the right for what he's doing. I think Cincinnati is wrong for what they're doing to him. But regardless, wherever he ends up, if he ends up anywhere outside of Cincinnati, I'm not interested in the attention that's going to follow him. Because right now, it seems like this team is pretty rock solid. All the guys that you might have had character concerns about, question marks about, like Jair Alexander possibly. He's gone. Romeo Doubs possibly. And everything he's shown us during OTAs, during mandatory minicamp, he seems like he's taking a next step and he's a leader on this team. Like this team seems as together as it has in a very long time. So that's kind of why I'm not interested in adding Shemar Stewart. I think that attention might ruffle a little bit of feathers and, I don't know, just shake things up. Speaking of shake things up, if you haven't subscribed yet, you got to shake that up. You got to change that up. You got to hit that big red sub button. Join us right here on the Packers Report. Daily coverage of your favorite team. And if you lock us in, we'll see you next time.